Welcome, gamers from around the globe. You've dropped into the best dang place for Game Pass news. That's right. It's the Game Pass Tracker Show. This is episode 132, recorded live Tuesday, December 19th. I'm Nick Metzger, here with the best dang co-host a guy could ever have. You know his name, Mr. Sean Abbott. We're going to fill your brains with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox, like Baldur's Gate. It ain't coming to Game Pass, so says Larian. Game Pass on MetaQuest. Sean's got the lowdown. And our Christmas list, what maybe you can pick up if you're still looking for that Christmas present. You better sit down. You better buckle up, because Game Pass news is one crazy ride.
Ho, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Game Pass Tracker Show. It's the one before Christmas. It's the one in between. Well, yeah, I'm down here in the Santa hat. You can find us on pretty much any social networking app out there. Everything is at Game Pass Tracker. You have any thoughts, any questions, do not hesitate to shoot us an email at show@gamepasstracker.com. That's show@gamepasstracker.com. If you are liking what you are hearing, we love to hear that too. You can leave us a review on your podcast go-to app of choice. Helps us grow, helps us beat the algorithm and get noticed by more people. We can make great content for you guys out there. We wouldn't be a Game Pass show without talking about the big ho-ho daddy itself, Xbox Game Pass. If you love Game Pass, you love our show, and you want to show your support, you can head to the link in the description or the link in the chat that I've just posted now. And you can sign up to Xbox Game Pass and play your own way over at Xbox.com. Not only will you be supporting us, but you'll also be supporting the Game Pass Tracker Show, and you'll be signing up to the best games subscription going, Xbox Game Pass. So like I said, you can sign up to whatever level you desire and play your own way, whether that be PC Game Pass, Core, or Game Pass Ultimate. Just play your own way by using the card in the chat or the show notes, and you'll help us continue to create the awesome content that we love to make for you, our amazing fans. And now I've absolutely butchered my intro. Nick, why don't you take us into the Game Pass headlines?
I'm not going to lie, Sean, I stopped looking at my script because I was like, I got this, I'm rolling, I'm feeling it. And 2 years of muscle memory nipped me in the butt, and I said Game Pass news. So I think we all know this is the Game Pass Tracker Show. My bad. So I just, yep. It just got me.
Yeah, I think it happened last week as well. And you get on such a roll.
Oh no, did it? I didn't even know it happened last week. Oh man, that's a bummer.
you bring out, the thing is, you bring so much energy at the beginning, like you're super hyped, and it's just like you say, it's muscle memory.
Yeah,
it was Game Pass news for so long, and then we transitioned into Game Pass Tracker. It is hard to kind of do that full transition. So nobody blames you.
Nobody. Thank you, except for that one guy in the corner. I see you. No, I'm just kidding. Man, let's talk about the Game Pass headlines. We got out last week. Tin Hearts, available everywhere. Tuesday, December 12th. That's right. It is a game about a Lemmings-like game. Sean and I. Sean, did you try it? Did you?
I haven't got around to it yet because the other game has drawn me too far deep.
Gotcha. Never mind, I lied. Sean hasn't tried it, but I tried it, and it was fun. You place your little nutcrackery like guys, and they go in one straight line unless they hit a block, which is the block you placed, and then you got to get them. They'll go a different way, and you got to try to get them to a door, and then you could. And you unlock different abilities as you go along. There's a fun little story that goes with it. I have not got super far, I won't lie, but from what I've played, it looks like if you like the environmental puzzlers, this might be a game for you. Sean, what is that game that sucked you down a rabbit hole?
Far Cry 6. Fantastic game so far. I've had a lot of fun playing it on the Xbox. I've had some fun playing it on the MetaQuest via the cloud gaming app, which we're going to talk about later in the X feed. If you have played a Far Cry game before, you will know exactly the premise of this. All I will say is they have made some very subtle changes in the gameplay, which is making it a hell of a lot of fun to play. So.
Yes, I can talk about this a little bit as well in our dashboard. I have been enjoying it very much. Sean, I'm going to handle out this week all by myself, okay? So, just bear with me. Okay, I'm done. All right. Do you want to take on? There's nothing, folks. There's nothing out this week on Game Pass. This is not new. This is pretty common. The last 2 weeks in December are usually big goose eggs, which is fine. They give us some good drops in the beginning. of December. But Sean, do you want to handle next week?
Yep. And anyway, coming out next year in February. No, it's the same. They did this last year, literally from the 15th of December onwards until like I think sometime mid-January. There was absolutely nothing, which made it very difficult to make a podcast show about games that come out to Game Pass. But like you said, they dropped some big games. Far Cry 6 is definitely something to get your teeth into over the holidays, where you've got that time period off. You'll probably not get it finished in that time. Or if you want a lazy sit back kind of puzzle game that you can play on the couch with the kiddos, play on the couch with a wife, girlfriend, spouse, partner, dog, whoever you sit on the couch with, Tin Hearts is probably going to fill that void for you as well. So they give us some pretty big games, and weeks previous to that we also got big ones as well. So
for sure. We do have new games leaving though, right?
We do, which is December 31st. So seeing out the new year with some games leaving, we have Monster Train and Nakara Blade Point. Two games that I haven't gotten into. But I think Nakara on Naraka
Blade Point.
Yeah, I think we talked about that quite heavily at one point.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know why.
And to be fair, I don't know if you're supposed to roll your R on that. I just like to. So disclaimer. Okay, just something.
Yep. So they are leaving December 31st. You've got plenty of time to play them. If you've sat with nothing to do, you don't want to play Far Cry 6 or Tin Hearts, go give those games a go before they disappear.
That is correct. And if you're interested in any of those, you have until December 31st to beat them or buy them for 20% off with your Game Pass sub.
Yep. And remember, if you're looking for a place for the most up-to-date, clear-cut information on what's out, what's coming, what's leaving, either listen to us or head over to the GamePassNews.com website and use the awesome layout that website has for all your information.
That's correct. And to close out the fastest Game Pass headlines in Game Pass Tracker Show history, onto the X feed. Here we go. Xbox Cloud Gaming is on the MetaQuest. And Sean, I don't have one, but you do, so have at it.
Yep. This wasn't really widely announced, I don't think. I saw this in a passing TikTok video. I was scrolling through, I think I was sat. What was I doing? When did I see it? Sorry, Sunday. I was, literally, we were waiting to pay our bill at dinner on Sunday, because it was my birthday on Sunday. We went out for a meal. Went to pay the bill, and I was just flicking through really quickly because me and Logan like to watch monster truck videos on TikTok.
Nice.
And I came and I was like, saw it, and I was like, well, what? Really? That's awesome. Why haven't I heard about this? Yeah. So when I got home, I said to Lindsay, it's just, I want a little bit of time just to test this out and see what it's like. So I did. Probably the best way to break this down as a review is the application is fantastic. So I had to update the headset because you needed to do the most recent update. So if you have a Quest kicking around, and it has to be the Quest 2 or higher, so that's 2, 3, or Pro, go give it an update if you want to try this. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect your controllers. So yeah, I stuck the headset on, did all those updates, messed around. I think I had to wait a little bit for the download to come. So I think I just played around in some kind of hand physics lab just to pass the time. It didn't take long, took 5 minutes. Once that loaded up, I connected the controller beforehand. I had to do that going into the actual Bluetooth menu within the headset. Plain and simple, if you've ever connected your Bluetooth, your Xbox controller via Bluetooth to your phone, it's exactly the same process. Hold down the little connect button at the top, hold it down for 3 seconds. It should flash quickly in the middle of the controller, and then it's searchable from any Bluetooth menu anywhere. So did that, connected, absolutely simple. There was no pairing number that popped up. There was no issue with not paired successfully. Did it first time, which surprised me millions. So loaded up the application, and it's awesome. It's like you're sat in this big room. There's the Xbox logo on the ground. It's really nicely decked out with like all green, like heads-up display in front of you, kind of thing. The Xbox logo's there, and then up pops the screen that you see if you go into cloud gaming on the PC, if you go into cloud gaming on your tablet, whatever device you normally go onto. It asks you if you're happy to continue with a current controller that you have connected, or if you want to pair a different one. It does that. I'm assuming that's just in case you've picked up the wrong controller by mistake. And then it was there. The whole cloud gaming net, catalog was just sat there in front of me, so I could play Grand Theft Auto, Far Cry 6, Forza Motorsport. They're all there, and the menu is really, really clean and crisp. So, which I'll get to the reason why I'm mentioning that soon. So the menu is really clean and crisp. Scrolling through it, simple with the controller. Literally, like I described it to Nick as it felt like I was sat in a cinema playing on a 90-inch curved TV. Like I had to physically move my head to look into the corners of everything. You can use hand tracking to access a menu, and if you use your left hand, you can pinch and select to make it a extra large screen, large, medium, small. You can pair your controller that way as well. So like you have really easy access to an Oculus menu as well as the Xbox menu, which was great. So Sunday I initially tried Forza Motorsport. I thought I'd give that a go because it's such a big screen. I thought this would be an awesome experience to sit in the cockpit of the car as well. And I don't know if I'm assuming it's the graphical capabilities of the Meta Quest 2. The graphics weren't great. Now, that's not saying that the cloud gaming service had issues. I'm saying that because this is the same issue I then had with Far Cry yesterday. Is the graphics they weren't as clean and crisp. So I was sat in the cockpit of the car, and it was really hard to differentiate between the steering wheel and the dials behind it, because obviously the game's all HD and Ultra HD. You've got HDR graphics on the TV and stuff like that, where it didn't quite have that in the Oculus headset. So everything looked really, really flat. That's all I could say. There was no like 3D feel to it. And obviously when the car's moving at speed, trying to load up all the graphics all the time, some of it was getting quite blurry. If you looked at something directly, so if you wanted to look at the graphics at the side of the road, if you looked at that and took your eyes away from the center of the screen where you'd be driving, it was a little bit clearer, but not brilliant. So, and that was the same issue I had with Far Cry the day after. It was like I was playing Far Cry 6 in Far Cry 3 graphics. So, but then when I've looked at streams that people have done from the Meta Quest Pro and the Meta Quest 3, the graphics on those machines look a hell of a lot better than the Quest 2. So I'm assuming it's just the processing power of the Oculus Quest, and there is a big difference when I've looked at it online. So,
gotcha. And so you're using regular Xbox controller, right?
Yep, just the one that came with the Series X.
Yeah, okay.
Just bog standard.
Easy to plug in, easy to do all the things. Nothing.
Yep, simple.
Crazy.
Just I turned the controller. I didn't even turn the controller on. I just held down the connect button, and it went straight into pairing mode. Like I said, that was the bit that surprised me the most, was the interaction between the two.
Okay, yeah. That is cool. So, but the thing is that maybe the Quest, because you have, which Quest 2, is that it?
Yeah, I have the Quest 2. Sorry,
okay.
The house getting too warm.
Oh, I completely understand that. And so you're thinking maybe the Quest 3 might be able to handle those graphics a little bit better?
Yeah, the processing power of the Quest 3 is a hell of a lot better. They boast that because they can do augmented reality. So they can use the pass-through technology to merge with the house and stuff like that. So you can play like games where people are coming through the windows and stuff. So
gotcha.
The processing power of the Quest 3 is far better than the Quest 2. So, but I mean, if you want to play a game that's not graphically heavy, so Tin Hearts would probably be okay.
Sure.
Thirsty Suitors would be a pretty good game. Anything that isn't hugely graphic heavy.
You really like that game. I would have never. Out of the games to pull out of your head, I wouldn't have felt that coming. But
yeah, but no, it's this for me is a really good step, and in the direction of being able to play anywhere. So now, like, I can play an Xbox game on my phone, on my Mac, on my iPad, and now I can play it on my VR headset. Like, so if for whatever reason Lindsay's wanting to watch some kind of program that I don't have any interest in, or a film that I don't have much interest in, or like they Lindsay and Jay want to watch a film or something on TV and I'm not interested, I can take myself away with a headset and go and play a game. And
sure,
it's not like it's dire to the point where you can't play it. It's just not the perfect, crisp, clean that I'm used to on the screen. So
yeah,
but to cure that itch or to pass that time, well, I don't want to. Not that I'm saying I don't want to be involved, but if it's something that I can't be involved in, or I have got a desire to be involved in, or I'd rather be doing something else.
Sure, yeah, no, I get you.
I can go and do that, and it's brilliant.
Nice, that's awesome.
It's a good step. I don't want to see them dabble in a full VR immersive world like the PlayStation VR, but if they brought something out, I'd probably go and give it a try. And in fact, I think that was a question asked on the Game Pass Tracker X. So,
yep. I saw that as well. And most people were not interested in VR. Most of our followers or whatever were not a fan of Xbox getting involved in the VR realm. We're here, Sean. You said you're not as either. You're not either, right? You're not super interested in that.
No, I wouldn't. No, it's too much. Like the PlayStation VR was fun and gimmicky.
Fun and gimmicky. Ooh, man, saucy.
Well, it's not saucy. You're plugged in, and that's the issue. Is that you're plugged in via two cables to a box, which kind of limits you. You need to have a living room with decent size so you can run the cables above you if you don't want to be tripping up over them and stuff like that. If you've got small kids running around, you've got the risk of cables everywhere. So it is kind of, I mean, the Meta Quest for me is more of a not a gimmick toy, but it usually comes out at family gatherings to kind of entertain kids and stuff like that. So and that's not me saying that VR is rubbish. Like my dad has the Vigero headset for the racing, and it's fantastic in that setting for VR racing and stuff like that. I just think for a regular gaming system, it's still not quite there for me yet. Isn't VR? There's more work that needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, Microsoft has the HoloLens, which is used in industry, military, and other industry. And that's kind of like an AR type lens. It would be interesting if they took that and did something that was consumer friendly. Of course, the HoloLens is not consumer friendly because it's somewhere around $2,000. So that's probably out of most consumers' reach. But I do think it's interesting that they have this in another sector of their industry, but it's just not. And I applaud this. It's just not on their radar right now. It's not on their strategic plan, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think Phil's saying, hey, listen, we got studios, we got to get in line, we got stuff that needs to get done. I don't have time right now to have my team on another shiny object, and I can appreciate an executive that can say, yeah, that's a good thing probably, but that's a shiny object and we're not just going to chase it. So I don't disagree. I wouldn't mind seeing what they bring out, especially if they adapt it from the HoloLens, but I can appreciate also wanting to lock down what you already got, make sure it's quality before you move on. So, yeah. Next,
speaking of, I'm going to say you could segue this really well. Speaking of shiny things coming in the future, what rumors is there out there, Nick?
That's right, rumor Xbox Next. This is the stupidest rumor ever. I'm sorry. Xbox Next coming in 2026. It would be a rumor if it was coming in 2024. If you say something's coming, I mean, how long has this generation been out? 3 years now?
as long as we've been making podcasts about it.
So so about 3 years. About 3 years. So I mean, to say in 2026, in basically 3 more years, yes. Is there going to be another console 6 years after this one has dropped? Yeah, probably. That's barely a rumor. It's just more like logic at this point. So, but Xbox Next. I think the story here might be that they're predicting that they're skipping a half step refresh. That might be the story, really, more than that there's going to be a console in 3 years.
The half step refresh is that new Series S in carbon black with a 1 terabyte hard drive.
That's not a refresh. That's just like an update on a storage. That's the worst refresh there's ever been known. No.
Have they not gone and changed this? They've gone and changed it. Like PlayStation are basically going out and bringing you a smaller version of the PlayStation 5, which will probably overheat because it's small and doesn't have the cooling capabilities, and removing the disk drive. So what have Xbox done? They've took their baby sister console from the X, given it
I love my baby
bigger
sister.
rear end, given it a bigger rear end and painted it black.
That's weird when you say baby sister and then you're going to say she got junk in the trunk. But, you know, I mean, that's what we're saying.
So that's what they've done. That to me is the half step.
Yeah.
That's
I guess.
As much as they needed to do. Like, PlayStation 3 went and did the PS3 Slim. You know, the Xbox, PlayStation 4 did the PlayStation 4 Pro. So Xbox went and did the Xbox One S, which took the X to the Ultra HD 4K gap. There isn't a 4K and a half or 6K gap that they can do. So they have basically gone, hey, look, we realize that 512 gigabytes isn't enough. So here's a terabyte in a diskless system. There you go. That's his half step. See you in 3 years' time, mate, and we'll give you a new console.
I love it. Yeah, maybe that's true. I'm not gonna lie. It died a little bit inside of me. Dies because I wanted that cylinder thing really bad. I would have loved to seen that cylinder thing come out in 2024. Which the cylinder thing was the Sebaline. I get confused. Either the Brooklyn or the Sebia something. One was the controller. One was the thing that leaked about a couple months ago. I would love to have seen that come out in 2024. Basically a diskless X. That would have made me very happy. So if that doesn't come out, I'm going to be kind of sad. But
I think diskless is a direction that I think all consoles should be going in now. The physical era, I think, is disappearing, big time disappearing. I think there's only the Nintendo Watch which might struggle to keep up with that, but then all they have to do is get rid of the tiny little cartridges that you can't eat, and everything will be good.
I mean, I know there's gamers that are going to hate this, but the discs don't make any sense. Like, I know it's like, well, I want to own my media, but I've said this a million times on this podcast. You don't own shit. Like, you have a disc, yes, but put the disc in and disconnect your console from the internet and see how far you can get day one on that disc. It's going to be like, I'm sorry, we have 4 terabytes of updates that need to be downloaded before you can play this game. So you still don't really have a game that you can play right off the bat. Like
the disc is your product key. That's all it is. It's a physical product key which can be resold for a lesser value than you bought it for. Yeah. That's all that is. It's a tradable asset.
Mm-hmm. And that is the one benefit. That is the one benefit, right? That you got this thing you can trade.
You went and bought Elden Rings digitally.
That's right, I did.
That digital copy is going to sit there and gather digital dust for the rest of its digital life.
That's completely true. And I do appreciate my donation that I gave to FromSoft. And I'm not shitting on Elden Ring. I know it's a great game. It's just a great game for a different demographic of people, gamers, than myself. Okay, so
and me. So, but no, I think the timeline adds up with this because, and when I say timeline adds up with this, Grand Theft Auto. I remember Grand Theft Auto 5 coming out, and then 12 months later, the next gen console came out. So then I had to buy the game again for the next gen console. So I went from 360 to the One X. So then like the One X went to the X, which carried on in the same lifespan of Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out in 2025, and then 2026 there'll be a new console, which means I'll have to buy the console and probably have to buy the next game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. So, I mean, yeah, I think 2026 is probably going to be the next Xbox console. I am a little shocked that if the S is the refresh, that's the refresh. Like, I really thought there'd be something else for the X. I thought they'd do something for the X, but maybe they won't, and maybe that'll be it. And moving on.
The thing is, you can't improve perfection.
Oh, wow, that's a good one. I like it. Larian says, no thank you to Game Pass, and says, we made a good game. Now we think you should have to pay for it. Basically, is what they said. I mean, am I bummed that it's not coming to Game Pass? Yeah, sure. I'm bummed that every game doesn't come to Game Pass. Am I like, do I think I deserve that it has to be here? Or I deserve that it should be on Game Pass? No, I'm fine. That's cool.
Yeah. The thing is, I like that this article's come out after they've won Game of the Year. If it hadn't have won as much Game of the Year stuff, do you reckon they'd be turning around and go, yeah, our game's huge. I'm not going to chuck it to a free subscription service.
Yeah, so Schwinn Vinky. I'm going to go with that. I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name. He says, we made a big game, so I think there's a fair price to be paid for that, and I think that is okay. We don't charge you any microtransactions on top of it, so you get what you pay for. Up front, it's a big, meaty game, so I think that should be able to exist as it is. And I don't disagree with him. What I hear there more than anything is there's a fair price to be paid for that game, and that price we think that should be paid for, Phil wasn't willing to write a check for to get it on Game Pass. I mean, there's a fair price for every game to be paid, and Phil oftentimes writes a big fat check to get that price to be paid to get it on Game Pass for us Game Pass subs. But whatever that price was, it was too hefty, and Phil did not think it would be worth his while to chuck it onto Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's not one that I'm going to rush. I'm not rushing out to buy the game. I would probably have either tried it or listened to your take on it before trying it, because I trust what Nick says. Nick knows what kind of games I like to play, and he'll turn around and say to me, "Hey, Sean, like Tin Hats." He's like, "Hey, Sean, I think you'll really like this one." And then like other games would be like, "Yeah, you're not going to enjoy that. I wouldn't waste your time." So
yeah,
swaps and change. I can do the same back. So
yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this doesn't surprise me. It's doing so well. It trended so well before Game of the Year, and it's trended even higher after Game of the Year. So yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all. Mm-hmm. Phil can't have everything, can he?
That's right. So that is our that's our X feed, Sean. That was the scouring of the internet to find what's been going on in the news. We do have, though, a topic which we love to bring to you guys every December. This one's a little bit later than normal, so sorry if you're listening to this on audio. You're gonna have to really scramble to get some of these. But it's Christmas gifts for your Xbox gamer. We love to talk about the Xbox gifts that we think you might want to get them. So, Sean, what is some Xbox gifts that you can think of for our listeners to get their Xbox friends and family?
Go out and find your significant other or the person that you want to get a Game Pass card. If they like a year's worth of subscription, or even get them a 3 months worth of subscription, because they'll use it and probably forget to cancel it, and then it'll just end up redeeming itself over and over again. But they won't be disappointed with that. There's a lot of games, 100 different games. You've got Far Cry 6, you've got Forza Motorsport, Halo Infinite, Grand Theft Auto is on there if they haven't already got Grand Theft Auto as a game. There's a lot of big games on there, and there's also a lot of indie games, which obviously make their money from being on Game Pass to further produce games. Like Finji have probably took a big chunk of money from Game Pass to make their new upcoming game, which was announced at the Game Awards.
Yep.
So that is a pretty good job.
Yeah. For me, if your gamer friend or family does not have it, get a charging station. That's one of the things that I always tell people was one of the first things that I bought after I bought my my S was a charging station because, you didn't know you keep using these batteries. And literally, this is a true story. Sean and I were doing Extra Life together, and the whole thing almost ground to a halt because I didn't know if I had the AA batteries needed to continue playing the game we were playing. Like, I was like, and Sean's like, didn't you buy the stuff, charging stuff? I was like, I haven't bought it yet. I was asking for it for Christmas. And it was like, I was like scrounging AA batteries out of remote controls to make sure that I had what I needed for this thing. So yeah, and what I recommend is not the ones, I know it looks cool and you think it's great where you set the controller on the thing and it charges, and that sounds great. It's not. That's not what I think is the most convenient. Is the one that has the little charging blocks that fit right into your controller, and you can sit like 4 of them on the pad, and they all charge at the same time. So then you could just swap them in and out. And if you got 4 controllers, you just put one in, take one out, put it in. That's the kind. You can get them for like $20, and you can still get them in time for Christmas right now. Probably pick one up at GameStop or Walmart or wherever you go. So,
or if you're listening to this in the UK, Amazon are doing some really good deals on stuff at the moment, like back end of Black Friday and all the lead up to Christmas and stuff like that. And the delivery is always next day if you have Prime. So
there you go. Oh, is Amazon Prime still one day for you? It's like never one day.
Yeah.
But we live in the boonies, so I think that's part of the reason. But yeah, we very rarely do we get one day. All right, John, you got another thing?
Yeah, I was going to go next level from getting somebody at the charging station or at the little plug and play charging blocks is buy them an Elite controller. It's currently down from 100 and odd to 85 in the UK. It comes, if you buy it with the case and everything like that, it comes with a charging station inside the case, which is amazing. So like that's all I do when I finish playing is I put it back in the case. It doesn't have to be plugged in. It just little magnetic pins automatically locates itself. Awesome controller. It's nice and it's a good weight. It's a good size. Ergonomic grip's fantastic. And the extra paddles at the back, if somebody hasn't played with them before, they will get used to them pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, I'm going here for like high end stuff, but
yeah, I tried to like go around. So my next thing's higher end. I did not ask for this for Christmas, but I thought about it. A storage expansion, and not just like, you got to make sure you get the right one, right? You got to get like the Seagate, or what is it now? The Western Digital has one too. Not just like you go out there and you'll find like the third party exterior drives. I'm talking about the drive that plugs into the Xbox that you can actually use as internal, like it's internal storage. So get them one of those. You always need more storage. These games are like a bazillion terabytes each, and so but they are pricey. I think they're around here. I think they're ranging around $180 or something like that for a terabyte. So
yep.
But yeah, you can always get that.
Yeah, the Xbox headsets, the wireless one or the wired one, either is good. The wired one is like 25 to 30 pounds. I'm assuming it'll be similar to dollars. The wireless one is around the 50 to 55 mark. Works seamlessly with the Xbox. There's no need for an external docking station or anything like that. Like I use the Astro A50s, and like they've got their own docking station, which requires you to have obviously access to USB to power it, and then you need to have digital output into it for the sound. These ones just out of the box, connect straight to your Xbox. Everything's handled through there. You can go in and customize the sound levels, the chat mixes and everything through the Xbox devices application. That's for the wireless one, or for the wired one, it plugs straight into the bottom of the controller into the little 3.5mm jack. Perfect. It's something that we thought about for Jay, but he's currently using my X42s, the Turtle Beaches that I had. So.
And so here's another thing I wanted to bring up, because they have a million things. If you're like, yeah, my Xbox gamer has all the accessories they'll need, the headphones, the things, the stuff, all that stuff. If you go to gear.xbox.com and you're looking to get your guy or girl or whatever some Xbox gear, They have everything, like from water bottles to tumblers to wall art to jewelry. I mean, they have
like
phone
that
cases,
light behind you,
keychains. Yeah, they have it all, and you can get something like this right up here, or something like that. You can actually get that on Amazon, but some of this stuff can be pricey. Right now, I'm looking at a limited edition Starfield Vasco Funko Pop, which I feel like I really want to buy. I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to. I promise I'm not. I don't think I'm going. I might not. I might, but I don't think I will. I probably will. Ordered. I think I might. I probably already have.
Look at that! In the space of 30 seconds, Nick's talked himself into a Funko Pop.
like there's a ton of fun items on here that are just awesome. They're just great. And so I actually didn't know it existed for quite a long time. And then I got an email from Xbox and I was like, oh my gosh, there's everything out here. And it's all Xbox related. And it's all great. But like I say, it's not third party, it's first party stuff. So yeah, it's a little pricier. But if your person wants it, it's there.
I mean, if you're in the UK, pop into game, support your local game, by the way, because the branches are getting few and thin nowadays. They have a bunch of Xbox merchandise from t-shirts, hats, beanies, tumblers, lights, different controllers, like Powerade do some really good controllers for the Xbox. Just be careful when you are out there buying any third-party items to make sure they are licensed, because, as we mentioned a couple episodes ago, Xbox have really clamped down on the third-party accessories. So as long as they are Xbox licensed, which you can do by checking that out by going to the Xbox website, and they do have a list of everything that's licensed. If not, then that controller will stop working within 2 weeks, or that accessory will stop working within 2 weeks.
That's very, very good advice. Yep.
Yep. The last thing I can think of to get, if you've got a Series X owner, is the LED light up base station.
Okay. Yeah.
It's something I have looked at to sit the Xbox on, because I know for a fact if I turn it on one day and Lindsay's like, why is it suddenly all bright colors? It would do her head in so much. But it looks so cool at the same time.
Yeah, I actually was looking at. You said that Xbox X. I don't have. That's not the one I have. So I'm trying to think. But what about wraps? I mean,
skins. Yeah, the
Starfield skin was really nice.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen them talk about that in a long time.
I think they're still all out there. I think they're even on the Xbox Gear website.
You can buy Xbox wrapping paper if you would so choose for $7.99.
It's not a bad price as long as it's a 3 meter roll.
I think it's great that the 2022 Xbox wrapping paper is the same price as the 2023 wrapping paper.
How do they differentiate between the years?
I think they just make one for each year, and they probably have leftovers.
Oh,
that's what I'm guessing, at least. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it out here, which is really strange. Let's see if I go to Xbox Wraps. See what I get. These are sticker decals.
So
was that just like a one buy item? Was that like a limited time? Like you have to buy it. You had to buy it then to get it.
I'm not sure. It could have been. The only other thing I can suggest that you get anybody, and this is just coming away from an Xbox owner at all, that you can get this for all different consoles or even just for your TV. That little fancy little box that you can now mount to the back of the TV. And it runs a strip of LEDs around the outside of the TV, and it projects light to the back. It's like if you have it mounted on the wall, light to the back. So if like the flashes go off, it extends from the back of the TV and adds like a really good depth for lighting and stuff like that. It's something I've looked at for while we're watching movies and stuff like that. They're not very bad. They're not too pricey. They're about £70 at the moment in the UK. Company called Fancy LED run the box. Great bit of kit that I have eyed up and repeatedly to see if I can get hold of it to try.
Yeah, I found them. They are still very much available for $45 US. They have Arctic camo, mineral camo, and Starfield. So there you go. They do still exist. I was just in the gear section, not the console accessory section. Had to go out and find a different area.
Is that for the S and the X?
No, that's just an X. Your person has to have an X. No, there is no S wraps at the moment. Although it'd be cool if they made one. I personally, mine's... I actually had to think about where mine was. Mine's in the other room is where it is. In the middle so that I can have it either here or upstairs. I have a cord running both ways. So I never see it, so I probably don't really care. But it would be cool if they had a wrap for this. Anything else? Any other gifts for we can get for Santa? We can give for those?
No, that's it. I couldn't stress enough with the subscription card for Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you were giving them a gift of 100 and odd games.
That's true.
And if you want to do that, use the link in our description or the link in the chat, and you can get it through that, and we get a proportion that we're affiliated with them now. It's a great way to help us, and it's a great gift to give to everyone else.
Look at this. It's like you're giving us a gift and your significant other a gift at the same time, and we thank you for that so very much.
That's a twofer.
It's a twofer. Love it. All right, that's our feature story. Hope you guys have a great Christmas with all the Christmas stuff. We're going to move into the dashboard. The dashboard. Sean, you got Far Cry 6 right up there at first, and I got Far Cry 6. So you just want to talk about Far Cry 6 first?
I mean, let's talk about Far Cry 6.
That's a great idea. I'm glad you came up with that.
I was slowly guided into that by somebody.
I was slowly guided into a Vasco purchase that we don't want to talk about right now. What do you think about Far Cry 6?
I'm loving it so far. There is a lot more to that game than meets the eye on the scratch of things. If you played a previous Far Cry game, and I've played them all, including Primal, there's just a lot to it. Primal was the first one that brought any crafting into it, so you had to craft from sticks and stones to make your weapons and repair them, and that kind of got took into Far Cry 4 and 5. There wasn't as much in 5 because you played 5 to completion, I believe.
No. I played a handful of hours of 5.
Okay. But yeah, in this one, there's a lot more crafting and upgrading of your weapons by finding materials, which some of them are hard to find. Like gunpowder isn't an easy thing to find.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fun. I love the companion.
Yeah.
So far,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gupo is an awesome companion.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a mess. He's very loud. It's good fun. The story in this one's really gripping.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
It's not the norm. Oh, look, you've just randomly appeared on this island and you have to do this. There's a bit more branching off. Like so far, you start on one island, go to a different island, and then you go to the bigger island. So there's a lot more backstory to things. And we're playing it on 2 different modes. I think you're just on a normal story, are you?
Yeah, normal mode. This guy's not in for no hard deal here.
Yeah, where I've decided I'm going to go guerrilla. So I've played enough Far Cry to be like, I know what I'm doing. I know how I need to be sneaky or how I can go in loud. And holy crap, it's a lot harder than I imagined.
So is the sneaky? I bet the sneakiness is quite a bit harder, I would imagine.
Yeah, because they can know, like normally where you could sneak up to a guard and you could be like on the other side of the road from them in clear view, crouch down, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm looking for them. Where are they? Like I could be at the other side of a base, crouch down, and just have like peek over, and like the bar starts to creep up because you've been seen, and it's like
that's crazy.
Makes it a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah,
and they are really good, like a really good aim. So there's no like standing there waiting for them to shoot you while you can pop guys off at random. If you come out of cover, it's like I might be able to get 2 or 3 shots off before I'm having to like think about running away and healing.
Yeah, I definitely don't want that. I die enough as it is in this mode. I agree. The story is the first thing that I was like, the first thing I noticed. I was like, whoa, this is like I'm in. And then you get like, I mean, this isn't much of a spoiler because it's in the first like 10 minutes. You see the boy, you get the boys in the boat, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh. And so like all of a sudden it becomes very, and the way the head leader, the bad, whatever, the evil leader, speaks, and the way the stories he tells and how he does, it's just really well written. And so that whole intro really sucked me in. Like that was part of the thing I think that drew me in. I played Far Cry 5. I was never really sucked into it. I was like, okay, this is fun, like to clear these bases and stuff. But I don't know. It was something about it that I was just kind of like, I could take it or leave it, and I ended up leaving it. This I want to play. I want to play, and I want to like see what the story is and how it develops and what happens. So I'm having a ton of fun with it.
And the bases aren't the same. Like in Far Cry 5, the bases were kind of like you rolled up to them, and it was a big barn, and you kind of had an automatic idea of where the alarms were going to be and where guards would be posted, and you could it was pretty much get the higher ground, find the alarm, boom, done. I haven't come across a base yet that's the same.
Yeah.
Like I came across one which looked like a construction site, and I was like, is this a base or is this not a base? And then as I got closer, I was like, that's a base. So like I tried to use the phone to scan things, and I'm like, where is the alarm? I can't find it. And then like I ended up sneaking in, getting stuck in a corner, and climbed to a higher point advantage on the half-built building, and then ended up stuck up there for a while because I couldn't get down. I couldn't poke my head out from anywhere, so I didn't have enough things to heal. And I was like, uh-oh. So just waiting for the crocodile to revive and then send him off to somebody else to try and get him a way out of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, the croc's great. I was pleasantly surprised when I started playing this. Having a lot of fun with it. So what else you got, sir?
I played I talked about it a little bit when I was mentioning about in the quest. I went back. I've been playing some more Forza. I've almost finished the last series of races, which is the American Muscle ones. I think I've got like 3 or 4 races left to do, and I've done all that I think I can do on the storyline or the main career mode. I don't know if it's going to expand off that. I haven't looked into it because I don't want to look into it just in case it just really does expand, but also because I don't want to kind of spoil it for myself. I want to know if that's the end of it. That's the end of it. And if that's the case, then I'll probably drop into like really pushing the online racing side of things.
Gotcha.
And then Goat Simulator 3. The kids love playing it. So
now, have you tried playing it at all, or just the kids?
No. I sat with Logan on Sunday morning. And played an hour of Goat Simulator 3 with him on my birthday.
That's fun.
So it was good fun. We had a good laugh. Did the same on Saturday. Mama went out and went for a spa day with her mum. It was a birthday gift because it was Lindsay's mum's birthday on Friday. So they went out for a spa day. So like it was me and Logan and Emily for the day. So we kind of took it in turns, passed the control around between me and Emily, and who played along with Logan and stuff like that. And we had a good laugh. The stuff you can do in that game's hilarious. So
that's awesome.
We ended up playing a game of King of the Hill, which is one of the little multiplayer games you can do where it was in front of this big concert, and they kind of make this ring, and you've got to like the person who stays in the ring longest wins, but you can headbutt each other out, and it's just quite funny. There's like a mosh pit going on around you as well. It's hilarious. It's just good fun. So
nice.
What I have noticed though is if you do have young kiddos, I don't think Logan's quite heard it, but there's been a couple of swear words in it.
Okay. Oh, that's always good to know.
So I just be wary of that. Sure. And it's literally using the word shit. That's the only one I've heard, but I'd just be very wary if you, don't want your kids around that kind of language, that it is there. So,
gotcha.
Luckily, it's one of those where you can turn the vocal volume down, which I've done it. I've turned the vocal volume down a bit, which the game audio is loud enough and the music audio is loud enough that you can't really hear the background talking. So
gotcha. Okay. Well, I've playing Far Cry 6, having fun with that. still Minecraft in a way. We did pull away. I had both kids pushing hard to get to the end, and I realized this is going to take a long time, and they were not having as much fun because I kept pushing them to try to find certain things. So I was like, all right, let's just reset and just have fun with Minecraft, and maybe the ending will come one day, maybe it never will. So we reset, and we have a farm in our basement with a ranch, but it's getting kind of crowded in there because God bless my kids, they keep dragging animals in there, and so that's kind of where the ranch was. So now we're basically landscaping an entire hill, mountainy thing, to make it flat, so that we can make a ranch next to our gigantic castle built out of a mountain. So that's currently what we're working on, and we're pretty far on that path. We're pretty far down that path, so that's going pretty good. And so that's I've just been having a lot of fun. Now that we have almost an endless supply of lava thanks to the Nether, we've been going in there getting buckets of lava, and we made a lava moat all the way around our castle now. So Noah loves that. A lot of fun. It's great to sit up at the top of our little mountain castle and look down and watch the zombies just kind of like walk themselves into the lava moat. We have a lot of fun with that. So that's Minecraft. Unrelated. Go ahead.
You need to look into how to make redstone bridges.
Yeah. So there's
and you can make them so they're stone, so they drop into the lava and come back out. And because they're made of if you make them out of obsidian, it doesn't kill the blocks off, like it doesn't destroy them. So it like automatically pops up and down.
Okay. All right. Well, so here's the thing. We have a Christmas gift coming from my wife to me and the kids, and it is like a Minecraft encyclopedia. It's like 5 books put together. One of them is solely devoted. One of the books is solely devoted to redstone or whatever that stuff is.
Are these the ones that are like a solid color with a symbol on the front?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're so good. I think Jay had those. They were very useful.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we got a set of those, and like I said, one of them is devoted to that. So it's gonna be a gift. Like I told Becca, I was like, wrap it and give it to like all of us, since we're all kind of into it. So I'm kind of waiting to get that so that I can learn more about this. I know I could go and to YouTube and do whatever, but I just thought it'd be fun to kind of read this book together and figure it out. Noah has gotten really good at being like, I'm not going to say it, but saying that lady's name that always speaks from Amazon when you have a question, and asking questions. He'll be like, hey, can you tell me how to do this on Minecraft with this thing? And so Noah's gotten good at that. So it's fun.
Does that work?
Oh yeah. And she'll be like, so and so user has posted on the internet that this is how you do that. And a lot of times it's right. Sometimes it's not. Cool. But a lot of times it's right.
Logan's been playing Minecraft on his iPad a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so he's playing it in creative, and rather than scrolling through all the different menus for like different items, it's quite funny. We'll be driving along, and he's in the back of the car, and he'll be like, door, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he goes, well, I'm trying to find the door on Minecraft, so I'm asking Siri to find it for me.
That's awesome.
So he's using the speak to text thing to find it, and I was like, clever little monkey. I would never have thought to do that. So yeah, that's what he's doing. So like, it's just really funny. Every now and then he'll be like, items, door, gate, sheep. It's like, whatever.
I love it, man. They're gonna be so much smarter about this stuff than we are. Just like our parents were like, all this stuff compared to us, man. When our kids they're gonna be way ahead of us. Anyways, and the other thing I'm playing, not Xbox, not on Xbox, I don't believe, is Palia. It's a free-to-play, crafty, farmy game. It's a massive multiplayer online game. And so far, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a little janky at times, but not Coral Island crash on me all the time janky. Just I don't know. The graphics are not always the best. I haven't really got into the so its setup is this: like you have this area that's solely yours. It's your farm. It's where you grow all the stuff, you craft all the stuff, you do all the stuff. And then you leave that area and you go into this town island area, and then that's where all the people are. I think it's like 40 people will be in there with you on any particular server. And they're running all around, but they don't really affect you or anything like that. Like, you can fish together or do stuff like that. And I think there's bonuses if you do stuff together. At the moment, I literally have not gotten into any of the like multiplayer aspects. I've just been doing my own thing, talking to people, building my little house out. I want to go on tonight and see what my house looks like because I just built it. I've been living in a tent and I just got all the stuff needed to build my house. So, but then it's the first time I was ever like time blocked on that game. I built the house and then it was like, the house will take 8 hours to build. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll come back tomorrow. And
it's
so
very, very Animal Crossing like.
Yeah. And so that's okay. I'm not I haven't been beat over the head by money or asking or saying, buy this, or I haven't felt like I've been gated in any way that I haven't put $1 in on it yet. So that's good. I was kind of worried about how that would roll with this game, but I can see there's hunting, there's fishing, there's farming, there's crafting. Yeah, let's do it. I'm in. So we'll see how long I'm in.
Pretty much a Nick game.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. And it's on the Switch. So when my wife wants to watch the next Hallmark Christmas movie, I have something to do, and I can watch the Hallmark Christmas movie with her. Air quotes for those of you who are listening on a podcast. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing currently. I think I'm getting Super Mario RPG. So that's on the docket. Sure hope I'm getting that. I put it on my Santa wish list. Be nice.
I don't think I'm getting any games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much. I don't know. We'll talk.
Let's do that.
There hasn't been many questions in Pie Chat, so we'll roll into Pie Chat. And then
What's
we'll
on your
talk
docket
about
first?
Holiday plans.
What's on your docket? What do you got playing?
Some more Far Cry 3.
Mm-hmm.
3, 6, even.
Whatever it is. Depends on if you're playing on the meta. Then it's 3.
Yeah. Far Cry 6. I'd like to get to Tin Hearts. I mean, I'm off until Christmas Day now, so I have plenty of time to do it. I say plenty of time. It's the 20th. I have 5 days.
And it's probably chock full already with like holiday plans and things you got to do and Christmas presents you got to wrap and all that.
The wrapping side of things is going to get finished tomorrow night, hopefully.
Gotcha.
We're waiting for one more thing to be delivered, I believe. And then, no, pretty much. We'll roll in. There's not much games wise for plans.
Gotcha.
It'll be Far Cry 6. There's nothing new for me to be excited and coming at. Tin Hearts, Far Cry 6, and I'm waiting for the Mario Rabbids DLC to be announced that it's live.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, man, I totally forgot about that. Let's chat about all those things in the party chat.
It's party time! Oh, yeah!
Welcome to the party chat where we talk about the party stuff and we talk about all the stuff in life that we're doing and we talk to you. So if you have anything to say, now would be a great time to say it and we'd love to hear it. But right now, Sean, what are you looking for? What are you excited about possibly getting, or maybe excited about giving?
So we have set a rule this year between me and the wife because we normally things get a little bit out of hand. They always do. Like I go shopping for her and I'm like, oh, she'll like this, she'll like that, and before I think I've spent more money than I should have done. Mm-hmm. So we set a really good list. We had a budget of £50.
Okay,
that was it.
Mm-hmm.
To get 5 gifts.
Oh wait, you had
something to read.
Okay. Oh wow.
Something to read, something to eat, something in our favorite color, something to wear, and I have to look at my list. I can't remember it all off the top of my head. My phone. Nope, that's my to-do list. 5 somethings. Something to eat, something of the favorite color, something to read, something to play, and something to wear. And you had a £50 limit to get all 5. So that wasn't like a £50 limit per item.
Right.
So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been difficult. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I have gone over by £9, which I have been told off about, but it was difficult for me to get like all the things. So
no, I mean that's hard. $10. I mean, £10 an item. Yeah. Did you like cheat on some area? I mean, you went over, but did you was one thing lower than so that you could spend more on one thing, or like how'd you end up doing that?
So yeah, it was like one of the items was £8. Another one of the items was £9.50. So like I pinched and let's put it out. And another one of the items I got a 10 if I signed up to become a member of the shop that I buy at. I got a 10% discount, which brought it a little bit lower. So I did stuff like that. I was clever. I was crafty. So yeah, I have no idea I have no idea what I'm getting. I haven't Lindsay's like, oh yeah, I'm under by 20 pence. I was like, fuck you. so yeah. So no, it's going to be interesting. I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting. I know I'm not getting anything game related. Family members have been told because I'm absolutely desperate for a new mountain bike because I've pretty much ridden mine to destruction. So I've kind of just asked family members, like, I need cash. I've got bike stuff that I want to buy and get sorted. So
sure.
But yeah, I mean, I got a really cool birthday present from Lindsay, which was a Christmas present that I got previous, but completely missed claiming the voucher for. So I'm hopefully tomorrow gonna go and lay in a sensory deprivation.
I wondered. I was thinking. I was like, is this the water pool or whatever it was? I wondered if that's what it was.
Yeah. So I got it for Christmas. It was supposed to be used by March, but Lindsay had spinal surgery and just kind of forgot about it. So I looked at the voucher and I was like, oh yeah, I need to book this. And then looked at the valid before day and I was like, crap. So I emailed the company, I rang the company, I emailed the company that she bought the voucher through, and nobody got back to me. So
they're like, screw you, man.
Yeah, birthday morning, I opened the card from Lindsay and she'd bought another voucher. She said, let's try this again. I was like, okay. So I tried to book it. I was supposed to be there Monday, but they cancelled on me. So I'm going hopefully tomorrow. They haven't cancelled on me yet, but they've got time.
Nice. Well, I will be interested. I remember you telling me about this, and I'm interested to see. Don't take your Switch in there, Sean. Okay, all right.
No.
Don't.
You don't take anything in there, and I mean nothing. Nothing goes in there with you.
You mean
so I was like
nothing? Like there's no okay, all right, I get it.
I was reading what I needed to take, so I had to look online. I was looked through the FAQs, and I was like, what people normally ask, because the one question I want to know is, what kind of swimwear do I need to wear? And they were like, you don't need to bring anything with you. Turn up to your appointment. We provide you a private room. You have a shower. You get out of the shower and get straight into the pool. And I'm like, okay.
This is so weird. That's just really, I mean, I don't know.
How does somebody know that I'm in there to close the lid? Do I have to close the lid? What happens if I have a panic attack while I am in there? Yes. Whoever comes in to see me is going to see all of me. And I'm like I don't, that doesn't normally bother me because with work, the showering situation is a really big open locker room. So it's I'm not bothered about the full frontal nudity in front of people. But it's just it raises a lot of questions. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go with it. But yeah, you get the only thing they give you to wear is a pair of earplugs to stop the water from getting in your ears.
I am so interested to hear more about this. I mean, I was before, but now that I know your birthday suit in it, now I'm even more interested, my man. I want.
Yep. I'm both excited and nervous, just because you've got the whole you can't feel anything. Basically, the water is at body temperature. You can float, so there's no feeling of gravity kind of thing. There's no light, no sound. You're just 90 minutes of laying. You're supposed to get 2 weeks worth of sleep in a 90-minute session. That's what they boast. So I don't know. Next Thursday when we do the episode, I'll either be like, yeah, that was straight up crazy. I saw colors and freaked out. Oh, I'll be like, it was the most relaxed I've ever been in my life.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that. I'm very excited. For me, what are we? I'm trying to think. Well, so Beck, and I can talk as loud as I want because it was very pricey, and I knew that if I just bought it, she would be like, "You spent how much money without talking to me?" So I was like, I can't do this. This is bad. This would be a bad husband move. Even though it is for her, it's still like she would be like, "Say what?" So we bought tickets to a Lauren Daigle concert, which is like a Christian artist here in. Actually, I don't know where she's from. I don't think she is from the U.S. Actually, maybe she's from Canada. I don't know. Anyways, she's playing around here, and so one of my wife's like favorite artists ever. And so we've seen her before, but we saw her in like you might as well have just watched the concert from YouTube seats, like
Okay.
I was spending more time looking at the Jumbotron screen than I was looking at the stage. She said Beck told me that she was coming to Fort Wayne. She was really interested. And I was like, well, if we're going to go this time, I want to go on seats to where like I actually am excited to watch the stage because I can see stuff, not the seats we sat in last time.
She's from Louisiana.
Oh, is she from Louisiana? For some reason, I didn't know she was. Wow, she does not have a Louisiana accent. I can tell you that much. That's crazy. Although sometimes people sing, and when you hear them actually talk, you're like, huh, she doesn't sing anything like she talks. So I don't know. Maybe that's her.
It's like Lewis Capaldi. He's got a really strong Scottish accent, but doesn't sing with one. So.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing. So I don't know. Maybe that's it. But yeah. So I was like, all right, listen, I want to do this for you, but I don't want you to be mad that I spent this much money. And she was like, no, let's just do it. And I was like, all right. So I'm excited. I mean, she already knows about it, but I'm excited that she gets to go to that. My grandmother got me and my daughter a ukulele, and we're taking ukulele lessons together. So I'm excited about that.
Cool.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. So that she was.
That means in a little while Nick's gonna be able to write the theme tune, sing the theme.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. It'll be real good, I'm sure. You guys will absolutely not love it. I have no doubt. No, I used to do. I took a couple of semesters of guitar in college, and I really liked it. I wasn't fantastic at it, but I could find my way through a song. So yeah. So there's that. I'm excited for both of us for that. But past that, I don't know. There's nothing else that I'm super excited for. Super excited to have some time off and spend some time with the fam.
Yeah, I can't begin to remember all the gifts that we've got for Logan. I know it's been Minecraft orientated, so like I know he's got a big Ender Dragon and stuff like that. Emily's big gift was the laptop that ended up in the bin.
Yeah.
Which we got. We actually spoke to Emily's mum about that the other day. Because we hadn't told the scenario until we had it sorted out because we got halves with it. Because it's from both houses. And then for Jaya, we've really struggled. I can't remember at 17 like how difficult I could have been to buy for. I thought I was quite easy. But buying for a 17-year-old girl nowadays is very difficult. But so yeah, she's in the next room, so I'm not going to say anything else other than she's been difficult to buy for.
Sure.
That, and she hasn't really wanted anything, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing as a parent. When you ask your kids, hey, what do you guys want for Christmas? And they're like, I don't know. It's like, really? You don't know what you want? I was like, I can remember as a kid being asked, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, here is the Argos catalog. I want that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. For Noah, one thing I'm interested about, it was an idea I had. And so I don't know if he's gonna like it, hate it, be meh about it, but I got him a a Minecraft coding set so that he can like code it'll teach him how to code his own mods and stuff like that. So I could see him being interested in it. He also might have any interest in it. But I thought, well, if he is interested, maybe it'll be a career path for him. If he's not, then that's fine too. No big deal. So, but
I can remember one of my most interesting gifts I got for Christmas was I got the Lego Technics when that originally came out.
Oh, yeah.
With the big chunky block.
mm-hmm.
I loved that thing. Like that thing taught me how to program, how to write ladder logic, all about ands and NOR gates and stuff like that. That was like my entry level into coding and programming, which actually took me into the career path that I ended up in with as a control and instrumentation technician. So
yeah, and that's what I think.
You never know.
It's hard because it's like, well, you can't really describe to him what he's going to be doing. Like it's hard to like just be like, hey, this is what it is. So like I said, I don't know if he'll like it or not, but it's obviously not something he would have asked for because I don't even think he really knows that it exists. So just kind of show him something else that he could possibly be interested in or do. So
yeah, I mean, there's YouTube videos out there for guidance on it as well, like that, and can show you what you can do. So it'd be fun.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how he gets on with that because I think that's something as Lowdown gets older, he could possibly be interested in doing because he loves. Well, he's asked already on his iPad why he can't have mods. He wants like the Super Mario mods and stuff like that. And
yeah,
so.
And that's the only thing that I did ask, and they said, yeah, it can't like that whatever he creates here can't like be pushed over to the console, which is a bummer. But at least give him an idea of what can be done. So there's. And do you have any Christmas traditions? And then we'll hang it up.
So once the things that we've started, and like Christmas Eve is kind of like where the tradition starts. We've got the Christmas Eve boxes, which is usually like a sweet treat, pajamas and stuff like that. So that we're doing that. But on Christmas Eve, we're taking the kids to the cinema to see Polar Express at the cinema.
Oh, cool.
Which is going to be quite nice. And then on the day for actual Christmas edition, it's kind of become a tradition for us together. We open the presents and stuff like that. We wrap the living room door.
Oh,
which,
yes.
we've done
I remember it every time.
So we've done that for the last 2 years. That's mainly because of the way that we've got the living room organized. We can't shut the living room door properly. So, yeah, that's kind of a functional thing to make sure there's no interference after the big man has been. And then we kind of have family current. It's like a rolling conveyor belt of family coming through the door. So like my parents usually come, we all have bacon sandwiches, the kids open the presents from their grandparents, not my mom and dad. And then it's just from there becomes like a conveyor belt of people just arriving, spending time. We usually end up with a really full living room. But for me this year, I'm at work.
That's right. Yeah.
It's unfortunately all down to Lindsay, and
yeah, that's a bummer.
I think at work it's going to be fun. We've not done a Secret Santa this year, but like we've got 3 different. Somebody's doing a barbecued turkey to bring to work. So
that'll be interesting. So do they wait to open presents until you get back home, or before you leave? Or?
No, I couldn't do that to them because I start at 7 in the morning and finish at 7 at night, so I can't do that for them. So
that's a bummer. That stinks.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, like with the use of FaceTime now, I could get Lindsay to get them up on camera, and I can watch them and I can talk to them and stuff like that. So it's not too bad.
Somebody's got to be making that power so everybody else can enjoy their Christmas.
It is, and it comes in swings and roundabouts. So like 2 years time, it'll be like I get the whole Christmas New Year period off. So it's just swings and roundabouts. It is what it is.
Yeah, I get you. So I did want to mention, I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I was right, but I was pretty sure I was. The author of the Polar Express lives 2 hours from me in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
No way.
Yep. Well, I don't know if he lives now, but he was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it's his inspiration for it was a toy store in Grand Rapids called Herpelsheimers. Anyways, there's a gigantic train that goes around the whole thing, and it goes through like multiple different biomes. And so, yeah, that was his inspiration for the Polar Express. So, yeah.
Between Elf, Die Hard, which come at me if you think that's not a Christmas film. Bruce Willis says it's not a Christmas film. I'd say I'd fight him, but I think that'd be massively unfair nowadays.
Yeah.
But it is a Christmas film for me. So between Elf, Die Hard, and Polar Express, they're my three favorite films for Christmas. And The Grinch, but it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, if you come and visit us, you can go to the toy store, which inspired the whole thing.
So cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
So everybody start subscribing to stuff, because like when we start making money from this, I'm going to be visiting Nick. That's my first big paycheck from making Game Pass Tracker will be to go see Nick. So,
Shane Film says Small World. That's where I live. Well, that's not too far from me, sir. Yeah, so for me, we spend the Christmas Eve at my mom's, and a couple of fun things we do there. Have you ever seen the cellophane ball? Is this anything you've ever seen? So my mom,
I have not.
My mom takes like an entire roll of cellophane and wraps dollar bills in the cellophane. By the time it's done, it's probably the size of a volleyball. Okay. Usually there's about $150 to $200. I can't remember how much she does in this ball. I think there's a $20 bill in the center of it. And so you roll dice. So one person has it. The person in front of them, it rolls 2 dice. And as they roll the dice, they have to roll doubles. And once they roll doubles, that person, no matter where they are in unwrapping, and the rule is you can't rip the cellophane. If you rip the cellophane, you lose your turn immediately. So you have to pick at the cellophane to get the roll going. And as you do that, like dollar bills will drop. And on your turn, however many dollar bills are drop while you're peeling it away are yours. But the moment doubles are rolled, you have to pass the cellophane ball on, and the next person does it, and the next person starts to try to roll doubles. And so it's a whole thing. It's crazy. This huge cellophane ball, which takes my mom like 3 hours to wrap, is like unrolled in probably like 10 minutes, but it's chaos, and people are yelling, and people are like, "That's my dollar bill. No, that was mine." And it's absolutely a blast. And by the time it's done, everybody has their share of the cash, and that's it. And then the pickle is I think it's a German tradition. It's a small little pickle ornament hidden in the tree, and whoever finds it, I think we all put in $5, and then whoever finds it gets all the money. And so it's fun little.
It's quite cool.
Yeah. So and then we have lasagna. We used to do like a fancy dinner, and everybody was like, "Why are we doing a fancy dinner? We love Mom's homemade lasagna. Just make lasagna." And so that's what we do. And then Christmas Day, we open our presents, and then my in-laws come over around lunch and hang out for part of the day. So, yeah.
See, Christmas dinner for us is a big thing. It's like we joke about having a roast dinner. Like Lindsay practices her Christmas dinner every Sunday for the whole year. So there's 52 weeks. So she like 52 like dinners of practice, and that's to perfect things like the roast potatoes, the Yorkshire puddings, they like various different sides and stuff like that might come with it. So like, especially as we get to this time of year, she'll like try different ways of cooking sprouts. I'm the only person in the house that eats sprouts. So I get to eat a lot of Brussels sprouts, which accumulates to a lot of bad smells. Yeah. I apologize.
And I do. I love Brussels sprouts too. I think they're great.
So like, yeah, that's the kids not opening the presents and the dinner that Lindsay will cook, because she's a fantastic cook, on Christmas Day are the two things that I'm going to miss out. And she's going to plate me one up so I can have when I get home. But it's never the same as when it's freshly done.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, that's
Yep. We used to do a prime rib and all this fancy stuff, and then I can't remember what happened. It was like 2 years. Oh, I know what happened. I got COVID. The whole family got COVID, and Mom was like, "I'm not making a prime rib for me, my mom, and my aunt." So, so she was like, "We're just gonna do lasagna." And then from then on out, the kids are like, "You had lasagna on Christmas? We wanted lasagna. That would have been great." And so my mom was like, "Well, I guess I'll make lasagna this year too." And then she called me this year, and she was like, "Prime rib lasagna." I was like, "Mom, everybody loves lasagna. Just make lasagna. It's fine. Just do it." So,
well, there we go. Thank you very much, COVID, for Dick's new tradition at Christmas.
Yep. That kind of that's the new thing. So I think that's a
we-
show. Go ahead. Sorry, maybe
We
it's not.
do. Just one thing. We do have a running joke of how ham should be cooked at Christmas. Was it the first Christmas in this house or the second Christmas? Must have been the second Christmas that we lived in. So Christmas 2015. Like Jay wasn't 100% well leading up to Christmas, and then on Christmas Day, she woke up. She was like, her breathing was really rapid. Her temperature was really high, and we just thought, she's just having like a worse day than normal. So she kind of tried to persevere throughout the day and stuff like that. And we were saying like getting towards mid morning, we were like, when she gets to like Lindsay's like, when she gets to my mum, she can just go and have a sleep and try and sleep it off. And I was like, I'm not sure. And Lindsay was like, yeah, I'm kind of not sure as well. So we rang 111, which is the NHS helpline. And they're like, oh no, bring her in. Just bring her in. And like at this point, Lindsay had already put the ham in the oven to cook, and she put it on low and slow. She's like, I'll just turn it down a little bit more while we go to the hospital, and like we get Jay checked out. Jay didn't come home. She had pneumonia. She was like, her O2 sats were ridiculously low. She was really, really unwell. And so like she had bacterial pneumonia. She had loads of fluid on her lungs.
Oh, wow.
And off the back of that, Lindsay ended up with viral pneumonia. So they both ended up like on several drugs and drips and inhalers and stuff in the hospital on Christmas Day. I came home Christmas Day night at like 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, oh my God, walked into the house and it smelled like heaven. I was like, oh my God, it smells so good. I was like, oh shit, the ham's still in the freaking oven. So I just turned it off. I was like, I'm not dealing with it. I turned it off. I covered it back up with some foil and left it in the oven. So on Boxing Day, I rang Lindsay and I was like, she stopped over with Jay in the hospital. I was like, what do you want me to do with this ham? She's like, just put it back on really low until like we get home, because I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. We'll get home. So I went to the hospital, spent the day with him in the hospital, came back. Lindsay came back with me without Jay again. Jay's biological dad went and spent the night with him Boxing Day, bless her, because she was really, really poorly. And anyway, so this ham had 2 lots of 8 hours of cooking. It had been cooked for 16 hours. It was the best ham we've ever eaten. It was cooked so well. It was so tasty, but there was so much of it, and there was only me and Lindsay in it. Like we were feeding it to the cat, we were giving it to like parents and stuff. So like every year when Lindsay goes, "Oh, I'm cooking ham," I'm like, "Are you cooking pneumonia ham?"
It's a twice baked 16-hour ham. That is crazy, dude. Oh man!
It was so. It was like it fell apart. It was really, really nice, but it was done under unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But God bless it. God bless the NHS. Like in the UK, they had presents. Like JR opened presents at the hospital. She got presents Boxing Day from the hospital as well. She was like, they came around. They were like, "Yeah, have these." So,
oh, that's awesome.
They really made it. It was really cool. So.
That's fantastic. Well, no pneumonia this Christmas, so all's well, hopefully. You guys have a great one. Glad your birthday went well. Sorry I was a jerk co-host and totally forgot about it. It just hit me. I was like,
that's quite all right.
Wish the poor man a happy birthday. What a jerk friend. Take us out, sir.
So, thanks everybody for listening. As always, everything is at Game Pass Tracker across all the social networking sites. If you want to email us wishes a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, you can do at show@gamepasstracker.com. Don't forget the code in the link and the description for getting anybody, yourself, the Game Pass subscription. Helps us, and it's a great gift to give. So, from me, have a very Merry Christmas. We shall see you in between Christmas and the New Year for the next episode. And Merry Christmas to you, Nick. And we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.